Hello, how's it going, everyone? Good to see you. That was weird. There was no audio on the intro for me, anyways. I don't know if there was for you guys. Oh well. How is everyone doing today? Anyways, just wondering what's going on here. Has everyone had a good day so far? It is the weekend. I missed my brother's stream tonight. How was that? Has anyone come on from over there? Been watching that one. It was weird them not streaming the other day. Who have we got in the comments? Ime first in the comments. Well done. Steve, great to see you. Tom Pryce is in the comments. He's also on the show. He's backstage and also in the comments. Hello to Tom. Hey up, Dave. Great to see you, mate. Joyce. Lovely to see you. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I am eking my way there slowly, every day, a little bit at a time. Who else we got in the comments? Michael, good to see you. We've got all the Michaels in, or are they still watching the Dunwells? I don't know if they're running over. Dean's in the comments. Great to see you, mate. Looking forward to catching up with you in August. If that's the time that we said, I can't remember. I know it's going to be soon. Michael, you are in the comments. Hello. Hey, Catherine, great to see you. I still have yet to learn your song. I will make sure it happens before I finish my daily lives, because we're coming close to me stopping them. Not completely, but stripping them back a little. Too much work today. Need to tune. Start the weekend. Absolutely. Need a tune to start the weekend. So Tom's got a couple of songs that he's going to be playing tonight, and he's asked if I'm happy to do another one to fill some of the time. But we'll just see how our conversation goes. But I might end up playing another song mid show as well tonight, which should be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to hearing what Tom's got to play for us tonight. He's going to be doing some acoustic stripped back versions from his old band, or he's got lots of things going on, which is pretty cool. Just drop my plectrum. Never fear. Did I stutter? Can you hear me loud and clear? But the words don't quite come out with your hands around my throat. 'Cause what I'm trying to say is, remember that day I said that I'd never roll you out, but this day has come, so goodbye and farewell. I'm lost for words, to be seen but not heard. I'm lost in this crowded room, full of people I thought I knew. So wait for me to come back down to earth. So close you get, the further away you are. So wait and just breathe, hold your tongue before you speak. So what to say, don't push it further away. 'Cause you're like no other. Making me second guess myself. And in sickness and in health, you stand back and watch me choke. So what I'm gonna say is, remember that day I said that I'll goodbye and farewell. So wait for me to come back down to earth. The closer you get, the farther away you are. So wait and just breathe, hold your tongue before you speak. Cause the words that you say are pushing me farther away. And seasons change like feelings fade. The words you say but don't believe, like falling leaves and broken dreams. Cause behind the charade isn't always what it seems. So wait for me to come back down to earth. The closer you get, the farther away you are. So wait and just breathe, hold your tongue before you speak. 'Cause the words that you say are pushing me farther away. Thank you, Wembley. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it. Your voice suits this so good, Matt. Sounding great. Cheers. I appreciate that. Okay. Okay. Right, I think I'm just going to jump right into the show and invite Tom on if he's ready. If he wants to maybe give me a thumbs up, or he's giving me a thumbs up. I think we're good to go. So let's have a big round of applause for Tom in the comments. Here we go. Yo, how's it going,
Hello.
man?
How are you? All right?
I'm very well, thank you. Great to see you. Thanks for joining me tonight, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. What was that tune?
That's an old City of Lights song. That's my old band. I've sort of, during lockdown, ever since I started this stream, I've been sort of reworking old songs. Yeah, so it's an old banger.
I must say that was a brilliant song. I was very impressed.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I have been practicing.
Yeah, I can tell, yeah. I've not, actually. So I'll see how this goes.
Oh, no, mate. What I heard in soundcheck sounded great, so I'm looking forward to this. So how are you finding lockdown? Has it changed much for you? As you know, things are slightly easing a bit, but you know, what's the situation for you?
I'll be glad to go to the pub tomorrow. You know, with somebody. I don't know. I'll find somebody to take. And I think it's been no different for me. Really. I mean, the pub's been shut. I know that a lot of people have struggled. But my life, the way it is, it's not. You know, it's not a big impact on my life. I've sort of taken to decorating the house, which has been more difficult than I thought it'd be, to be honest.
I think that's the done thing, isn't it? Everyone's going to be sat on some right equity now, I think, during lockdown. It's just everyone's houses are going to be immaculate, and they're going to walk out of it and just.
I suppose it won't have any impact on. It won't have any impact on the price of places. If everybody's better, they should all just be the same price.
Yeah, across the board, man. It's all good. But yeah, I think unless you didn't do it up your house, like that's the only issue. Is if those the people that just sat down and just were like, I'm just going to sit and watch Netflix for the next 3 months.
If I could do that, mate, I would.
I think I would crash, man. If I just sat and did. I do love watching a good series or a good film or something, but I have to be doing stuff all the time. I have to be doing things. Yeah. Whether it's musically, creatively, or just like I built the studio, I built the house and stuff like that. I just have to be doing stuff. I don't know if that's a similar thing for you, mate.
It has been the past few months, I've sort of had to focus my time on tasks and things just to keep my mind right. You know what I mean? And it's
100%. That's really important. Really important to do that, mate. And during that time, are you finding any time to be creative musically? Are you writing? Are you playing? What's the situation there?
I've not. I sort of went through a hazy sort of time where I was writing a lot of stuff that was good. But I was never actually pinning it down, getting it down in the studio. Since the band split up, I went solo and I kept writing.
Yeah.
And I'm sat on 4 or 5 good tunes. I've written and not played. I've not actually played my guitar more than 5 times in the past 2 months.
Yeah.
So it's great that you've invited me on to do this because it's given me a bit of impetus to get going, and to play, which is it's worth doing if you can,
100%. I mean, because initially, mine and your background is solely through. I think we've got some mutual friends and stuff like that, like Dave Prater and things like that. Yeah. But initially, you were booked in to come just before lockdown to come and do a session here.
Yeah.
And obviously that's kind of taken a bit of a back burner. I've yet to have anyone in the studio that from outside the circle, that kind of thing. That's here to record and do anything like that. Everything else I'm doing remotely, that sort of thing. So obviously that's just postponed until further notice. But it's nice to be able to do this and sort of put a face to the voice, because obviously we spoke briefly on the phone and stuff like that.
Well, it's been a good chance, like I say, for me to well, I needed more time to do that live session because I would have been writing stuff, but actually practicing it and going out and playing it live, I think that's a big factor in actually how good a song is. If it don't work live, then it's not. Well, unless you're going to overproduce it, which I won't be doing, obviously, in a live video for you, it'd be a live performance. So the more practice I can get before I come into the studio, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll be waiting a while to before performing it in front of a live audience, unless you're going to be doing live streams and stuff. But I think the whole music industry at the moment, everyone's talking about it, which is great. But it's kind of on its head at the moment, really, isn't it? Venues are essentially putting out statements saying that if this continues within the next sort of 3 to 6 months, it's going to absolutely drill them into the ground.
Certainly,
I think it's important for us all to sort of take note that some of our local venues that we've seen up and coming bands, they need our help as much as possible. And
certainly,
I find it interesting. It seems to be a common thread on this show talking about when we think it's likely to go back to any form of normality in respect of the arts and music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Have you got any sort of any thoughts on that?
Well, I imagine there'll be some good albums written. There'll be people that'll be recording at home that have really got time to spend. Like a lot of
absolutely.
A lot of work will be a lot simpler for some people. Or they'll have more time to focus on it. They won't have to get up and go to a studio, or they won't have to sort of get the band out touring. So they'll be writing. Which there's a lot of faffing about in sort of going out there and trying to put it out there. When you actually get with a guitar at home and sit there and write, you're on the money then, aren't you? You know what I mean? Really, on the songwriting perspective,
I got you. Yeah, very cool. So, are you? Have you got an idea of what you're planning on doing tonight? Because we've got to talk about your old project and stuff like that. Do you want to sort of talk about that for a bit, or do you want to should we get a song done and then maybe talk about your project and what your plans are? Because you've got some ideas for releasing some music soon. Which I definitely think will make for a good conversation. So, what do you want to do?
I'll get playing, mate. That's why I'm here, really. I think I'd like to play a song that we used to open with the Toy Trains, which is the old band, Retford band, really. I suppose a Ranskill band, really, but we used to open with this one. It was a big opener for the voice, so it was quite loud, but it was. It's a steady one to sing and easy to play, so that's what I thought I'd go for, having not played for a long time. And I played it. I gave it a quick run through before, and I thought, hey, it's all right. So
cool.
I'd like to give it a go. That's all right.
Absolutely, man. I look forward to it. Right, I'll make you full screen. The floor's yours, and I'll see you on the other side.
Cheers, mate. Right, here we go. I found what I'm looking feeling the groove. My friends, what we're looking for, an open door, a place to play. Behind me, yeah, what I'm looking for. My soul kinda make you stay. I'm hoping for you, I know that it's true. I'm telling you too, what else could you do? Just pulling me through, just feeling the groove. I'm out of the blue, believing in you. I'm feeling the groove. I'm feeling the groove. I'm leaving. What else would you do? I'm leaving. What else would you do? What you do? What you do? What you do? Yeah.
Great work, man. Love it.
Cheers. That's one.
Great vibe.
Yeah.
Wicked. So I can hear some influences and in that, especially vocally. Like I hear like elements of like stereophonics and that kind of vibe. I don't know if that's sort of the kind of thing. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Toy Trains, that band in particular, and like sort of what sort of style was that? Like, you know, as I said to you before, our backgrounds, you know, we're still getting to know each other as much as the guests and stuff. So
it was we were a punk pop band, really. I guess we had a lot of different influences. You know, the lead guitarist who was my dad, who was Dennis. He had sort of a bluesy style that my songwriting encouraged to be rocky. You know, so it was sort of like a blues rock edge to a solid rhythm section. You know, all great lads, really good to work with. You know, no egos, a lot of banter, which was immense fun. You know, great personalities and hard working lads. You know, if we turn up, usually when we say, I mean, if it'd be usually me that let the side down, or I'd have some sort of accident or something. I think he broke his hand once.
Lovely honesty. That's really funny.
It was.
It's usually me that messes it up.
It was. It was not the gig. If I got there, no mistake, never. But if I didn't get there, then yeah. But I did. I tried to take it professionally as I could. You know, we did play a lot of gigs for nothing, which is for charity a lot. You know.
Yeah.
So they were a good bunch of lads. Like they were.
So was it all originals? Did you do covers? What was the situation with that?
I think when we first started, I think we did one Oasis cover, which
standard.
When
I think every band has done that.
I think we used to do the Hindu Times, which is a song I absolutely love.
Oh, cool! Bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a great song. We sort of shifted the lineup a bit, and a new drummer came in, and I don't think he was that keen on Oasis. In fact, I don't think he likes them at all. But we dropped it anyway, and I'd written more songs by then. As bands, you know, you have to do a few covers if you want to get a set anywhere.
When
you've got an handful of songs, and then we were writing like mad. We managed to get an hour and a half set, and we were getting paid gigs doing original in pubs, you know, in a sort of rural area, which is not easy. You know, I appreciate people that gave us a chance to play. You know, especially because I know pubs do and punters are like covers. You know, and I understand why. Ever since I put my open mic on, I've been doing open mic online, and it's I've realised the strength of covers as when you're trying to broadcast something, because people can relate to it, you know, and the viewers can relate to it.
100%, yeah.
But I'm all about originals, and that's what I love about open mics and songwriting, you know, and performing. So yeah.
So, what if you were to take anything from the band and the solo situation that you're in now? Are you sort of totally embracing the solo side of it? Are you wanting to sort of extend it to a bit more of a full band thing down the line? Like what are the boundaries and what are the limitations, or like, you know, where do you want to take this?
I think the solo stuff made me realise about collaboration, and that's what music is for me. Is I didn't realise, you know, sitting and playing the guitar is good fun, but when you're collaborating with someone, you're creating something together, which I think I've said before, and that's what's special. I think, you know.
Quite agree, yeah.
Especially if you're writing it together and stuff like that, like we did, you know. But the solo stuff, it's something I want to get finished. I don't like starting stuff and not finishing it because it just it's not me. So I've got to get it done basically. It might end up being a 6 or 7 track, I don't know, album, I guess, but it's
like a little mini album, like longer EP, but slightly shorter album. That's cool, man.
The one thing. Sorry, go on.
No, you go ahead, mate.
The one thing I've realised is well, about the solo stuff. When you collaborate with people, if you're collaborating with different people, you get a different sound for each song. You see.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Whereas an album with a band, you get a sort of a unique, a sort of repetitive. There's a sound to an album, and this solo stuff. Every track sounds different. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if it matters. I don't know, but that's what I've discovered about it.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting take on it. When you've got the same 3 or 4 members in a band, I think you slowly start to learn and realise what people's limitations are and what they like doing and what they don't like doing and that sort of stuff.
Certainly, yeah.
But then when you're writing with new people, especially like you're going into a room to write a song with them, and that is it. You write the song and you go your separate ways. You've kind of got to learn it all over again there and then in the moment, and then that's when, like, it pushes the boundaries a little more because you have to get to that magic a lot quicker.
Yeah.
You know, whereas if you rehearse with a band every week, you know that you can just go, I've got these 4 chords, and then so and so is going to play his go-to octaves or whatever it may be.
Yeah, exactly that.
You know, you learn that you will almost compensate and write a song based on what the rest of the band are going to play over the top.
Mate. Yeah, true. Yeah.
So I think I do quite agree with you. I'm probably there or thereabouts the same as you as well, mate. I've been in bands for as long as I can remember, and it's only now that I'm actually starting to collaborate more with people. You know, over the last couple of years or so. Properly collaborate with other people, where essentially you've really got to, as I say, you've got to learn how to read the room and get results quickly.
I could always read the room in the toilet. You could basically, they were just sort of, it seemed like they were all mocking me, to be honest, which I quite enjoyed a bit, but but we got job done. You know what I mean? Which is all right. Yeah.
That's cool, man. I think I do miss. I am still in a band, but I do miss the lockdown has made me realise how much I miss being in a band more. So, to be fair, like, because it kind of puts you in a situation where you just. I guess for me personally, and I don't know if this is the same for you, I'm creating because I feel like there's a bit of a void that I need to fill, and I need to create. And I'm like one of those kind of people that are, if people now want to come along for the ride and collaborate and work on stuff with me, then I'm all for it, you know?
Yeah.
I just think the music industry's changed a lot over the years, massively. If you listen to a lot of people's albums, like mainstream artists, they're not writing with the band. They've got the main singer or the main... It wouldn't actually surprise me if, in fact, I know this is the case. The band itself, as we know it, will split up off and write with other people and then bring stuff back to the table.
Really?
And essentially you'll have your core people, your singer, your lead vocalist and maybe guitarist and stuff, but then other people within that band will go off and do other stuff and bring elements to the table and be like, okay, this is what I've got, what have you got? And then they'll start to piece together albums. I don't think albums or EPs or songs in general are written or crafted the same way as they used to be.
The way we used to do it was basically I'd sort of sit there and write songs all the time, and I'd take them to the band, and they'd usually give it a go, and if they liked it, and I didn't think they were ruining it, it would it'd stick, which wasn't a bad way. There was a few times they had a riff, and when they jam, I'd find it hard to. I like to think about what I'm saying, and I like to compose. I like to spend time doing it. So for them to come up with like something and me to write over the top of it, I found very difficult actually. Towards the end of it, I got a very structured way of songwriting, and that was it. I couldn't deviate from it actually. With the first band I was in a band called Black Rabbit, and my brother had a few riffs that were fantastic, and I was pushing myself. I was discovering songwriting then, and I learned to write over his stuff, and I found it much easier if I got a guitar and did it myself.
No, I got you. That makes a lot of sense. I think the bare bones of a song is literally just the structure of simple rhythmic chords, and doesn't need to be all like iconic riffs. Don't get me wrong. They can push a song along nicely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it can be quite distracting, especially when you're trying to learn the song yourself and work it out and get it to a point where you're like confident in singing it and play it properly and stuff like that. And someone's essentially just, I don't know, shredding over the top of it. Maybe not quite shredding, but you know what I mean.
We weren't that sort of band. We tried to keep it quite about the songs. The band seemed to, and there was a few, rhythmical ideas and time changes that we put into some of the longer songs that really added to them. But I was sort of a 4-chord, bit of a chorus sort of songwriter, which is how I like them. Sort of radio stuff that with a bit of a hard edge occasionally, and soft stuff to bring it down. It was good fun. It was good few years. The band sort of kept me going, and I tried to live sort of a rock and roll lifestyle, like in a band, which was fun actually, hard but fun, and quite rewarding when you came to listen to what you created. You put all that work in, and you had. I would find myself sitting listening to my songs at sort of 4 a.m, and I soon realised, I needed to stop doing that. But I enjoyed it because I put so much into them. I was getting a lot out of them, and I thought, what's wrong with that?
Nothing is wrong with that, mate.
No, well, I think I've certainly I want to change my outlook on music and life as well. I have in the past few months. I thought I'd change my outlook on life, and obviously my outlook on music has changed as well. The band have been talking about getting together for a jam for a few months, and I think we probably will get together just as mates, because that's what you do, innit? They're good lads. So we're releasing the best of album. It's meant to be today, but the distributors haven't done that, as far as I know. So, if we can get together and play a gig, I'd like to do that. It might be a lot more work. That's not worth it. I think if we get together and have a jam, then just
I think that's the important thing to start with. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head for me there, where you said you sit up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you listen to your song. I feel like if it's adding that much value to you, then it's served its purpose.
Certainly.
Because that's how I feel about music. If I can tolerate my own songs to the point where I'm just listening to it over and over and over and over again, it's serving its purpose for me.
If you're getting something from it, mate, definitely. I think there's I sort of lost the ability to listen to anybody else's music, which I didn't like, and that's gone now. I signed up for Spotify and put on the sort of new release radar and all that, and that's introduced me to a world of new music.
That's great,
and that's helped, that respect, and that's I'm sort of sharing music with friends and stuff like that.
You got to understand that not only are you an artist, but you're also a consumer. So if you're listening to music that way now yourself, in the sense of going and searching or pressing new undiscovered artists on Spotify, the likelihood of somebody else doing that also is much, it's high. So that means that when your music goes onto Spotify, the likelihood of someone that's just going to spin it and just check it out for the sake of checking it out is much higher, which is great. I think we have learned to consume music in a totally different way. But yeah, I find that really interesting. And my point that I was going to get to then was, you mentioned that you just want to get into a room and jam, and it might be a bit more hassle, and it's worth to actually put on a show and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But just draw the line at that and see what happens. Like the fact that you want to meet up and hang out with some old friends and play some old songs. I think again, that if that adds value to you, then that should be your main focus. Not in life, but rather than extending it to then we'll go do a gig and then we'll do this, because I think what we were talking about beforehand is you mentioned you had some goals, didn't you? Where you were planning on trying to get onto the BBC introducing and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, we did, and that was a goal. That was a goal achieved, and that was one of the reasons I thought, how much further can we take this as a as a sort of middle-aged band? It's. How far did I want to take it? And I know the band weren't interested in sort of touring very far away. And obviously with modern technology, it's easy to get out there and stuff. But the next goal for me was Radio 2. Try and get on Radio. I think Radio 1 was just not an option. At our age and our genre of music. I thought we might be able to get something on Radio 2, which I still hold the hope for. On with my solo stuff perhaps. I realised we weren't going to make it on Radio 2 with the stuff we were putting out. It wasn't the sort of stuff they were playing, and it wasn't sort of stuff on Radio 1 either.
I mean, I don't know enough about when it comes to radio plugging and getting your music actually heard on platforms like that. But I think to set a goal is healthy.
Yeah.
But to let it become all consuming is the unhealthy part. Like. The fact that it doesn't necessarily happen or might not happen is redundant. It's the fact that you've dared to put it on the uploader and you've actually reached out and you've done your part up to the point where it either gets played or it doesn't get played. It's neither here or there whether it does or it doesn't. Obviously, it feels good when it does, but it shouldn't feel bad that it doesn't. Is what I'm getting at. Sorry, go ahead.
I got the text from Christian Carlisle. I woke up at middle at night and with BBC Sheffield, and it was one of I was just shocked because I sent loads of tunes into Nottingham and everything, and when it came, it was just like numbing. The one thing I learned about that was if you're setting yourself goals. I said this to my friend the other day. If you're setting yourself goals, you want to set goals that you can achieve. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sending it to him, he had to say, "I like this. I'm going to play it." And for me, is that a goal that I've achieved? You know what I mean? It's something. So I think it's a tricky one. I like to set goals that I can achieve physically and personally, rather than try and somebody else's approval. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I guess there's a lot of that music you've got to entertain people and that, but you've got to do it for yourself. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking.
100%. I think to be ambitious and to dare to do stuff is important, but you've got to know you can only go by your gut instinct and your heart of heart. And at the end of the day, if it don't feel right, then it don't need to happen. Just enjoy the process. And again, just to go back to the point of, if it feels right for you to meet up with your old bandmates and hang out and play some music, then that is the important part. That's the nuts and bolts of it.
I was hoping to get together for a live stream for the album release for the band and do something online. I mean, it wasn't possible. The drummer's shielding, you see, he's not able to get out, and so it would have been great to get out and get the band on a live stream which we might still get the chance if if this distribution company don't get us online soon.
I'm sure it will happen, mate. I think the distribution companies are obviously they're inundated with everybody being creative right now.
Yeah, exactly that, mate. Yeah.
So they're going to be like absolutely like snowed under with new music and new artists and
certainly, mate. Yeah.
God knows what, because everybody's finding the time to pick up those projects that they've been putting off for a number of years, and myself included. I'm one of those artists that's not released anything since 2016, and then during lockdown I've put out a new song. So,
exactly that, mate.
So one of many. We've had a few questions. Sorry, dude.
That song you played was something else, man. I really liked it. Is that online anywhere?
There is a couple of versions of that song. Yeah, I think it's a little heavier, but yeah, similar.
That's how I heard it, sort of heavier.
It's still got it's not much heavier, but it's got full production band and stuff. But yeah, I'll dig it out and I'll see if I can find you a link and send it over.
Please do, mate. Yeah.
We have had a few questions. I think though, before we go into questions, should we get another song from you? What's the situation? Are you wanting to do 2 or 3 tonight?
I just want to do one more, mate. I really haven't played for a long time.
That's totally cool. Well, in that case, then let's just get your final song.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a bit of a chat, and then I might just round off the show with another song if there's time for it.
Okay, mate. Lovely. I'm going to play a love song I wrote a very long time ago. I'm going to finger pick it. I don't know if you might want me to move my mic, mate. I don't know. Is that...
No, I can hear you fine.
Great.
I'm sure I'll be fine. Cool. Take it away. I'll make it full screen. Enjoy.
Thank you, Matt. Lately, I've been wondering about time. Would you take me for that song I sing? Make me shine. To me, oh, how we laughed and we danced free with mine, all mine. But I see things that only eyes can see, with those clouds in my mind, they just fall like rain. Just cold around to see. Do you remember a day you smiled at me and you held my hand, held me on my way? How can I say that I love you, girl? I want us to play all around the world. If the soul's on you, flowers in your hair. You said, boy, take my hand, you might understand why you had to go back there. How can I say I get so far away? I fly through the moon, yeah, I'll stay for a day. I give anything to my broken wings. Over your heart is that song that I sing, and that's why I've been falling down the memory lane. I've been calling for you. All that I see, you're the same. And I love you, yeah. Really love you, yeah.
Great work, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Love it. Like honestly, you've put in a lot of emotion and like passion into to the delivery of the song and everything. It really comes across, mate. So
cheers, mate.
Great effort, man. People loving it in the comments as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah.
So when it comes to actual writing songs, then, especially with the solo project, are you taking inspiration from all walks of life? Are you taking it from the moments we're in now? Are you taking it from relationships? Like, what's the process for you?
Well, I'm hoping it's written, so it was sort of coming out of the band and sort of situations in my mind, you know, sort of fantasy dreams and aspirations and pride and love, you know, and hope. A lot of hope in it. I hope. Well, I hope that comes across, you know, more than anything. It was. I spent a lot of time with James Bennett in Swan-Yard in Retford. We really spent a lot of time on it, you know, as people do with the releases. You know, I kept coming away and listening, going back and saying, "Can we add more? Can we add more?" And I think by the end of summer, you're just like, "Mate, that's enough." You know, that's done. And it was great to be able to release them sort of online on YouTube. I'm hoping to release them fully soon. I might go for Christmas, I guess. Get this best of the Toy Trains and get the solo album released, and then I'm going to have a serious rethink about how I'm going to express myself and what I'm going to do. You know, I want to become more selfless. You know, in myself and in my outlook on life, which I'm finding incredibly difficult at the minute. Everything I seem to do or think about seems to be about myself. Seems to be. I'm sure it's not, but you know, I'm trying to be more selfless. And I think working on music and albums and stuff is. I'm finding that quite a battle. You know, to take myself out of it. You know, and I'm sure that. I'd hope that my music gives people a lot of happiness.
I was just about to say I didn't want to sort of stop you in your tracks, but I wanted to sort of just chime in and just say, like, from what I got from that is you're saying that you want to sort of maybe, I'm assuming you're not wanting to stop playing music in general, or is that something?
Well, I have done, basically. I mean, in the past 3 months, so like I said, I've only picked my guitar up 4 or 5 times. I think a break's a good idea. When I did pick the guitar up,
I agree with breaks.
I started playing a few chords, and I thought, straight away I was like, I'm getting sort of chords, and I'm thinking I could write a song out of this straight away, which I wasn't getting before. It was quite a battle because I'd sort of just outdone it, overdone it maybe. And I think coming away and maybe having a break can't.
I just think to touch a bit more on your point of saying, you want it to be a little bit more selfless, that kind of music. I think, especially now, has proved how much it can bring people together. You know, like during this time right now that we're in right now, currently, with the whole pandemic and everything.
Yeah.
Music, whether it be your open mic or this show or other people's live streams or, it spreads far and wide. It's not just here. It's not just me. It's not just you. It's huge. But whether we like it or not, a part of that puzzle. And like, we've kind of just got to, I feel like I'm more than ever so grateful to be a part of that, to be a part of the community, to be a part of the scene, whether it be someone that's doing the live stream now or this kind of thing, or watching and consuming other people's live streams, because it's such a necessary thing to hear other people's opinions and hear other people's passion, and like hearing that song tonight and hearing the delivery of the song and it's important, man. I think I hope you don't want to underestimate how important it actually is,
Yeah, I think you're right, mate. I'm feeling a bit. Well, I've done it. I've achieved what I wanted to achieve.
But that's okay.
With my music, and I need to, and I'm quite proud of myself, and I'm quite relieved, And now I'm thinking, well, what am I going to do now? And I think. I definitely think I need to do something. I'm working on my house as I'm sort of, because pubs are shut. So, so
as soon as the pubs open,
I'm out tomorrow, mate. Yeah. So yeah,
no, I get you, man. I do totally get you. Taking a break out for me was really well needed, but all I would say, and you know, again, each person's different, and I can only ever speak from my personal experience. Getting back into it was really hard. Like to try get back into the right frame of mind.
Yeah.
After taking so much time off.
Yeah.
It took its toll. You know, it was like overthinking, and something that I've been talking to a lot of creative friends about. It's something that keeps cropping up is don't let perfection get in the way of good enough. If that's gonna prevent you from achieving your goals, then it's vital that you try not to overthink it. And please don't take I'm not telling you what you can and can't do. I'm just saying that's the general consensus of what I feel like, really, you know. Kind of a bit overthinking kind of sort of thing.
Yeah, maybe, mate. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier when you sort of, when you're half the time going out with the guitar and playing in the band with your mates. And I think when that stopped, I was sort of I was looking inward, you know, and definitely playing my guitar to myself a lot. And I think getting out there, I need to sort of see
the
people enjoying music. Yeah, I need to see people enjoying the music, and I think I just need to get especially lockdown. I need to get out more, man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, no, I get you, man. I do totally get you. So we have had a few questions. So should we get some of these?
I've not been watching the.
So there was one from Dave Prater actually.
Good old Dave.
Pretty sure I can't actually. Let me see if I can find the question, but I'm pretty sure it was along the lines of, has he made the cut on the album? Has he played bass on it?
Well, I was waiting for some keys actually, Dave. If you want to play them keys, you promised me about 2 months ago. You might get on it.
Dave Prater's a dark horse. I didn't know he played keys as well, man.
Oh mate, yeah. His backing vocals and keys is my go-to guy for keys actually, without a doubt. James is good for strings and stuff, but for simple keys that you play him a chord and he
wicked. I can't find his question. It is somewhere, and he has probably started it with a Q, like I ask of him. It's all right. It's along those lines. I'm pretty sure it's.
Yeah, he'll be on it, mate. He'll be on it. He's we did a song called "I Dreamed," which I still the production and the work we put into it, because I worked with Dave for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And James in the studio. It was. I won't say it was easy, but it flowed, you know, and we got some strings from Anthony Croft. I know it's been that long, I can't remember what else we put on it, but it's my favourite one, I think, that we've done. So that's definitely going on it.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So he's made it, yeah.
He's made the cut. You've made it.
That means he has to pay to have it distributed with me as well. So I think here's me for
If only it worked like that, I'd be getting everyone on my album. One album you couldn't live without.
Oh, I Like Being Now by Oasis. That's my favourite album, I think. As a songwriter, guitarist. I mean, I've got other albums, sort of like not techno, but sort of electronic stuff. That I love. That, you know, no words, no, just music. You know, feeling.
Yeah.
But for a songwriter, it's Being Now for me. I love
There's the thing about the Oasis. I never kind of rode that wave, if I'm honest. But doing a covers band, you kind of do appreciate how big that band is. Obviously, they were hugely influential, but around the time that they were blowing people's minds and taking over the world, so was like Blink-182 and Offspring and all that, and that was what I grew up on, you know.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of stuff. So.
I wasn't really into guitars back then. I mean, I listened to it, I think that's cool, you know, they've got attitude, I like that. I wasn't really into that sort of thing, you know. I was more into sort of dance music back then, but I came to it a few years later, maybe, I don't know, mid 2000s, and I started thinking, I think I heard a song, and I thought, yeah, I can feel that, and I listened to the old back catalogue, and you know, I thought I'm gonna start a band like that, you know, and
that's cool, man. Yeah. That's crazy. That's wicked. So Tom, what has been the main change on your outlook on life? You mentioned earlier on you were trying to change the outlook on life and stuff.
Outlook on life. Crikey,
question.
I must admit my outlook on life changes regularly. like I say, I need to become more selfless. I'm very, very. I'm trying to sort of get me head out my arse, if you'll excuse the which is it's not been difficult during lockdown. You know, I need people around me, and that's not been happening recently. And I think so. I'm hopeful. You know, I'm hopeful. I remain hopeful that I've got an easy life, really.
The thing is like you can't, like, for me, again from experience, from my own personal experience, is you just have to take it each day as it comes, and it doesn't help that there is a curveball like a pandemic.
No.
So when you're trying to get yourself into a position where things are a bit, better and stuff like that, stuff like this, doesn't happen every day, does it? So it takes its toll on people.
Yeah.
It's taking its toll on people still, and you just got to know that despite not having people, around you every 2 seconds like you probably normally would, there's a huge community of people online and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that I'm sure would, happily talk to you and collaborate and do all the things that tick all the right boxes and that sort of thing. So. Yeah, it's a crazy one, man. It's really hard to get your head around the whole pandemic thing. It blows my mind a little.
It don't make sense to me, man. I've thought about it. It's a strange situation. That end of the day, when I look out my window, everything's all right. Yeah, so that's I'm lucky in that. I'm lucky in that.
Absolutely, mate.
Like
yeah, mate. So have you written many more gentle songs with finger picking, etc.?
I did. I wrote. Well, I wouldn't say finger pick. I've got. I wrote one just as I came out of the band, and I must admit, my voice came on. I stopped drinking, and my voice came on, and I was able to perform it very well to start with.
Yeah.
I haven't performed it since. It was just, what was it called? Can't remember. But it was. It's on YouTube. It's on a private link, but what I'll do is I'll when this is done, I'll turn it into a sort
public
link, and
if you post it on your social, put it on your socials, on your Facebook and or one of your Instagram or Facebook, put a link in your bio or something like that, and I'm sure people will head over and check that out. Even if you leave it as an unlisted link and put that link in your bio, people can still go to see it. They don't have to be public.
Well, I'll make it public.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Should. Nice one. Growing up, did you know that you were going to be a musician?
No, I was. I don't know what I thought I'd be. I didn't care, actually. I didn't care one bit. I was just about being mates, playing football and what have you. What you do when you're a teenager, And by the time that was over, I thought, I need to do something here. So I thought, well, start a band, Maybe a bit late, but maybe not.
It literally sounds like the life of Noel and Liam, really, doesn't it? Like that's pretty much what they did.
Yeah. I suppose
like, no what else to do, let's start a band. Oh, they become like a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah, all my mates sort of grew up, and I thought, I'm not having that. I wanted to have fun, and I did, But like I say, I'm hoping to change my outlook on life and do something else, unless I get a better offer, and somebody comes in, gives me some ideas of what I can be doing. Because at the minute I'm sort of decorating my house, which I'm finding rewarding. It's looking mint in here, mate. To be honest, it is looking excellent. My dad's done most of it, and I've been sort of tiling and stuff like that, and I'm thinking about re-roofing my shed. Just general man things, just to keep me going.
Dig deep, man
thing. I mean, women can obviously roof the shed, but
I know what you're saying, mate.
You know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, honestly, mate, that's all you can do is just if that's satisfying you at this moment, roll with it. If music, picking up the guitar and playing a few chords and writing half a song, full song, bits of a song, whatever, if that satisfies you, do it.
Yeah.
One thing I'm realizing is if you force it, it becomes a chore.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm definitely not trying to do that. I mean, I have sort of pushed myself to be on the show tonight, but I mean, it's such a good show. It's a professional show, and it looks fantastic, your studio and everything. And when I saw it, and I thought I'd love to go and do that. It's So I sort of pushed myself a little bit because it is good to get out there. Plus, the calluses on my fingers, I don't know if you can see them. They're nearly gone.
Yeah.
And that if that's not good, I don't think.
No. No. Well, they'll harden up again. That's just from playing again, you know.
Yeah.
But this is an interesting comment that's just been put on. Just my opinion, but I think that you're at your best when you show your vulnerability. Which I quite agree. I think even human nature is to be honest and truthful to yourself. And
well, there's no point in me giving it a big one. You know what I mean? I'm all right, like, you know. But like I say, I just want a new outlook on life. I need and I find that quite well, it's exciting in a way. I want to try. I want to do something new, and obviously being in this lockdown sort of restricts me from doing that. And I need to. I'm thinking about what I could do. Re-roofing my shed is the best thing I can do, you know, at the minute. So which don't really inspire
from BBC, me. From BBC introducing to roofing my shed.
Yeah, to be sort of like absolutely buzzing, sort of playing in a rock band to you know, and partying all night to re-roofing your shed. And going to bed at 10 o'clock.
That's it. That is
life. It's a big difference, man. Yeah, it is. I'm trying to grow up, but it's not. I'm not enjoying it yet. I'm sure I'll get the advantage, whatever that is, sooner or later. But it seems like the right thing to do at the minute. So yeah.
Well then, that's all that matters. Like I say. Right, I think we're going to start rounding off the show. Have you got any final sort of words? Anything you want to sort of say? Anything you want to plug? Obviously, you were talking about the album and stuff. We've not really touched on the release, but there's no official date. It was supposed to be today.
If I'm gonna plug anything, I'm gonna plug Ranskill Fish and Chip Shop because I was in there today, and the fish and chips were banging. So yeah, but there is the album art. It was the best of the Toy Trains. I think we're Toy Trains, the best of the Toy Trains. It should be out within a week. I can't see why it's took them so long. So when it comes out, it's on Spotify and it'll be on iTunes. I'm not expecting anyone to buy it, but you know, if you want to have a listen, or people that haven't heard it, or people that just, you know, want to hear them all in. I thought I'd put them all in one place because the EP's strewn all over, you know. And I thought get all my favourite ones into 10 or 11 tracks.
Great.
Yeah. So,
Mega.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining me and playing your music and, you know, being so open and honest and just generally, like, nice to talk to, man. I've really enjoyed our conversation and cheers, mate, I think everyone in the comments has as well. So excellent. It's been, like I say, it's been nice to put a face to the name and the voice, because obviously we've spoke a few times and messaged a few times. So, but yeah, I appreciate you taking the time out to hang out with me tonight, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
I'll speak to you later. Cheers, bud.
Cheers, pal. See you later, guys. Cheers.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. Tom, what a legend. If you get a chance, check out his Instagram or his Facebook. He mentioned about his Instagram. He only seems to put out pictures of his dinner, but his Facebook's probably the best place to go and scope out for his album that's due out any time now, depending on the distributors. Nonetheless, what an absolute legend. Really lovely to speak to him tonight, and thank you for chiming in the comments. You've been great as always. If you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you've already subscribed, I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting me, the studio, and this channel. It honestly means the world to me. Yeah, I do this every single night, or at least I will be doing this every single night at 7 for a little while longer. And then after the festival, we'll discuss that, and we'll be reducing it to a few more, like to a couple of nights a week or something. We'll work it out, don't worry. But nonetheless, I'm still enjoying doing them, and I'll look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining us. Take care.